What's up, guys? It's your boy Darkskin, and today we're actually going to be talking about the things that are wrong with Zhongli, or at least what I think are like wrong with Zhongli, or should be changed or fixed or whatever. I know a lot of people have been watching my videos over the past couple of days or week or whatever, and they feel like I'm just like, I love Zhongli and I love everything about him, which is not entirely true. There are actually a lot of things that I find wrong with Zhongli, and I'm going to be talking about those in this video. Now, I just want to say this in the beginning. Don't get mad or anything like that, but I still think Zhongli is an amazing character. I think he performs his role perfectly. I don't think he needs a buff. But the things that I think are wrong with Zhongli, number one, and I feel like this is the biggest problem, is his pillar does not give consistent energy recharge. I feel like they should give you one energy recharge every time it pulses. Now, like if it hits an enemy, right? It doesn't matter if there's one enemy. If it pulses, it should give you an energy. It doesn't matter if there's 15 energies in here. If it pulses, it should give an energy. As long as it hits at least one enemy, I feel like it should give an orb. Because it gives it what? Sometimes it'll be like every 2 pulses it'll give one. Sometimes it's every 3. There's sometimes where it'll pulse 3 times and I'll get 3 energy orbs. I'll get an energy orb every time. It's very inconsistent. It is very random. And I feel like they definitely need to fix that. That is one of the biggest problems and biggest gripes of anyone that plays Zhongli or has seen him, is that his energy is inconsistent. Now, what I will say is, if they make him get an orb every single time, you know, it pulses, not giving him an orb or orbs or whatever, whenever he uses his E, or his hold E is fine. Because if you guys don't know, whenever he uses his hold E, he does damage before applying his shield. I'm fine with that not giving it, as long as his pillar is constantly generating energy itself. If you don't have someone like GeoMC on your team, or Venti, who is an energy battery, or Beto, who can perfect counter for 4 orbs, Zhongli is going to have a hard time getting energy back as consistent as having all of these units on his team or other units that are like it. Now, talking about Zhongli's shield. One thing I don't like is that, as you see, I applied his shield, right? I don't like that when you reapply his shield, it takes his shield off. Because if you're like low HP or 1 HP, you can die. As you can see right here, he takes it off and then puts it back on. I feel like it should just stay on, right? Like, I mean, like, if you're going to basically give him a 20-second shield on a 12-second cooldown, you're kind of saying, hey, well, his shield has 100% uptime, basically, if you build for it. Just give it 100% uptime. There's no reason that he should break his own shield to create a new shield. Just let it reset the cooldown. I mean, I don't know. I mean, and if you're not going to do that, at least make him have iframes whenever he opens his arms. So basically, whenever he opens his arm to apply the shield, he cannot be damaged. If you give him that, it's basically like his shield has 100% uptime. Because whenever, in that, like, what, 1 to 2 seconds, he can be damaged. So if you're 1 HP, you can die. Just make this animation, iframe it. And that takes everything away as far as that. Now, a lot of people talk about constellations. They don't like that his first constellation is locked behind a constellation, right? They don't like that he has to have two of these, or he can't have 2 of these without his first constellation. I don't like this for the simple fact that the pillar, whenever it resonates, it doesn't regenerate energy. If one pillar, let's look at one pillar. If this one pillar gave me an energy orb every single time it hit an enemy, I wouldn't even care if I had 2 pillars or not, because I'm getting energy regardless. Now, the fact that 2 pillars, it gives you it gives you twice the chance to generate energy, but that's because the energy regenerated is so inconsistent. So if one pillar was a guaranteed energy recharge every time it hit an enemy, I don't even mind. I feel like a lot of people would agree, right? If they were constantly getting energy, period, having 2 pillars would not be that bad, right? They wouldn't be as mad about the first constellation. But the fact that it's so inconsistent means that having more pillars allows you to have more chances for more energy. Now, that's the first constellation. This constellation, giving shields to everybody, I mean, that one's actually a really good constellation, and so I can't really complain about that. This is whatever. This right here, Planet Befall's AoE increased by 20%. I mean, that's like kind of whatever. I feel like that should have just been a part of the ultimate, period, right? Like, if you're going to say that you want him to control multiple enemies over a wide range, he should have this anyway, right? I feel like he should already have this. And then the 2 seconds on his constellation as well. If you guys don't know, at like talent level 10, right? Talent level 10, he has 4 seconds. So, right? With the constellation, it is 6 seconds. I feel like they should have just given us that, period. So I feel like the AoE should have been given to us, period. And I feel like the 6 seconds, it should have been a thing, right? You are basically showcasing him as a unit that can control enemies, but you are locking his control behind a paywall, which doesn't make any sense to me. The only constellation that I genuinely think is amazing, and I have no gripes about, is his last one. I'm telling you right now, this constellation makes him broken. You will not die. I'm telling you right now, you will not die. This is the only constellation that I agree with 100%. Now, obviously, these two, everyone has, right? 3 and 5, everyone has those. So I agree with that. But this one, not sure why they did it. I mean, I agree with this one too. I feel like this one's a really good one. Like, if you're in multiplayer, it gives everyone a shield, or your character a shield. I've told people this, right? All of his constellations are just utility. It's not any extra damage, but you got to realize if he is a support and the base of his support is to control enemies and shield enemies, whenever you give him a shield for ulting, or you give him extra control time, or you give him an extra pillar for control, you can't, like, it's kind of like weird. Now, I feel this way about a lot of units. I talk about D-Luke all the time. His only job is damage, and I want to say this. I think this is a theme between all 5 stars, or all units, not just Zhongli, but this is something I don't like with Zhongli specifically. If you look at D-Luke, D-Luke's only job is damage. He cannot be played support. He will not be played a tank. He will not be played a healer. This gives him damage. This gives him damage. I mean, this gives him damage. This gives him damage. This gives him damage. This gives him damage. All 6 of his constellations give him damage, and he's a damage dealer. All 6 of Zhongli's constellations give him utility, and he's a support. I feel like I don't like that. Now, like I said, the only ones I agree with is his 6th constellation and his 2nd constellation. So for anyone that thinks that I think Zhongli's the perfect character or anything like that, I do not. I think there are a lot of things that I don't like about him, but the things that I don't like about him, a lot of those can't be changed, right? Like, his constellations can't be changed, really. Like, it's already set in stone. They can't change the constellations. One thing they can change is the energy recharge from his 1 pillar, and I feel like giving him iframes whenever his arms are out on his shield. I feel like those 2 are 2 really good changes that'll make him a lot better than he already is. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to give it a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new, comment down below. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. With that being said, I will see you guys next time. Peace.